What's happening, everybody? All right, so part two of the tips and tricks video on installing an axle back on your Challenger. First thing I want to talk about is the measurement of your cut. In this case, this is going to be the passenger side, and it's 7.5 inches from the middle of the actual butterfly valve, not the actuator, but the actual butterfly valve. 7.5 inches aft of that. So right here is where my thumb is, over here on the right side of the screen. That's where the stock pipe ends. And see how that is just inside of where this pipe, hope you can see that. Lighting's kind of weird, but see how the pipe necks down to accommodate the slip over of the stock pipe. That's about as far into that pipe as you want it to go. Again, you go any farther than that and you can start to shroud the short side radius of this pipe. That's definitely not what you want to do. So again, that's where you're going to be measuring from, the middle of that butterfly valve, not the actuator, middle of that valve. Again, on this side, it was 7.5 inches. Driver's side would have been 6 inches. Now, one other thing that I wanted to show you guys underneath the car, it's going to be real tough to show you, but just work with me on this. You got these wires coming out. This is the trunk right here. The battery is actually right there. It's part of the harness. With the factory pipes, they're smaller than this. This is a 3-inch versus the 2 3/4. And so this harness has some heat shielding on it, but it's a little bit on the close side, in my opinion. So what I did is I took some of these kind of smaller zip ties. Hopefully this thing learns how to, there we go. Some of these smaller zip ties, and linked them together, three of them linked together, and I went over, and I tried filming this earlier, it did not work out. Anyway, the cradle in the back, just go underneath the rest of the wiring harnesses that are fixed to the cradle. And then I put a, let's see if this helps. I put a zip tie right here, and then it's just the other 3 are linked to that, just holding it out of the way. I'm hoping this thing will freaking focus. Anyway, pretty difficult to film, pretty difficult to show you. You'll know what I'm talking about once you get underneath here and start working on this. Also, too, yeah, the clearance is a little bit tight on the pipes, but it's a 3-inch pipe. Kind of going to expect a little bit less clearance. That's why I went with this, but every other place, there's plenty of clearance. I have rattled this thing, gripped it, yanked it. It's not going to bump into anything. So those are some things that I wanted to show you underneath the car that are going to help you along the way on this installation. Last thing is going to be adjustment of the tips. There's your clamp. If you need to adjust them up, down, however you want to do it, it's a ball and socket, and it's using your factory tips, so it's going to be pretty easy to move those around. The only thing is that the hangers, there you go, the hangers are welded, so they're non-adjustable hangers. What I found with my car is if your exhaust is a little crooked from the factory, it'll be a little bit crooked with this setup unless you can get enough adjustment right here to get that to move around a little bit. But that's going to be a lot to ask. I don't know that it's really going to make that big of a difference. I can't really tell the difference on my car. It still looks factory. I just don't have to worry about those. Sorry about that. I have to worry about those things hanging underneath my car, those resonators. So anyway, that wraps it up for part 2. Hopefully that helps you out as well. Now get out there and start working on your stuff. Learn something. Teach somebody something. That's a wrap. Adios.